All right.
Alright, Sergeant Salvatore Dominic Gallucci.
Okay.
That is my rank.
Thank you. All right. Well, we were talking yesterday, and you said you were drafted. Can you tell me a little bit about that, please?
Oh yes, we was drafted. They just sent me a letter. Told me to show up at a certain time at a certain place. And that's where I was at, and then they drafted me into the Army. Then they sent me from Fort Hays, Columbus, Ohio. I went to Camp Grant, Illinois. No, I went to Independent, Indiana. Then from there, I went to Camp Grant, Illinois for 3 weeks of basic training. And from there, I went to Louisiana and stayed in Louisiana for a while. Then we sent to Fort McCollum, Alabama through the infiltration course. And we left there and we got ready to leave. And we thought we was going back to Louisiana, but no. They told us, no, you're headed for California. We said, what about all our personal? They said, it's in bags on the train. The boat's waiting on you in California. So we got into the thing, and it took us a few days to get there. When we got there, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. They lined us up and took our shirts off, start giving us shots. They give us a row of shot, about 8 different shots. That was because we was going over in the Pacific. And then they boated us on a boat. And one thing I remember, Salvation Army, they give us a little pack, thread and stuff, so we could have it. Then I arrived in Hawaii. Then from Hawaii we went to Australia, Sydney. From Sydney, Australia, I went to the islands, New Guinea, Finch Haven. Then we was on another road to somewhere, but we didn't get to go because we was torpedoed in the boat. And in that boat, I was in the hole. The water come in, got as high as our waist. And then they opened up the hatches and let us out because the PC boats was around us and everything, and they let some submarine off. So then they had to work on a boat, and it delayed us to be in the convoy because they went on and left us until they prepared the boat. So then, instead of going where we was headed, we wound up to Lady in the Manila. From Lady, then we went to Lagan Gulf, the back door of Manila. We come in the back door of Manila, got into Manila. We got to a big monastery, and they had the people, the prisoners, the Japs did. They had the women on one side, and the little children with them, and the men on the other side. They was not allowed to be together. That was a walled city, and that's where the Japs was kind of holding up. And then we left and went to Baguio, then come back from Baguio, sat down, boarded boats. Then, after that, we was going to Japan. And they told us, when you get to here where you're going, everybody will be shooting at you. Kids, old people, and everything. And they told us, don't eat no vegetables because all the vegetables and garden stuff is grown with human waste. Then we sat on the boat for forever. You could just as far as you could see to the horizon, boats, all kinds.